Yeah, it's got to be right. They play.
Take it, JB.
I want, and I know I just said we shouldn't go against the Patriots, but I am. I'm going to go KC. I would like to see Mahomes and Breeze go back and forth. I would like to see Mahomes and Breeze go back and forth. So I'm going to say it's going to be the Chiefs and the Rams in the Super Bowl. I'd like to know what you guys think. Go to JB on Sports and jbonsports.com and let me know what you think. You can leave me a message. You can send a Facebook message. You can send an email, whatever one of those wonderful things you wish to do.
Yes.
But I would love to hear who you think is going to be in the Super Bowl. So next week we got the Rams and the Saints. They play Sunday at 3. And then you got the Patriots and the Chiefs. They play Sunday at 6. So that means while we're on air, pretty much we will be knowing who's going to win. So when you see me doing a little side-eye glance, looking at the iPad with the scores and the things going on, you understand why. But I'm definitely going Chiefs. I'm definitely going Saints to be in our Super Bowl. Yes, y'all already know somebody said, oh, the Cowboys lost. Oh, yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. You should see the memes that are out there, y'all. I posted quite a few of them myself. And there's one that has a picture of the refs. And the refs saying, I'm sorry, Dallas fans. Jerry only paid us for 1 week. I love football. It's so much fun, especially this time of year. All my teams, all my friends that got teams, they all are sitting on the couch with me. Cowboys there. Eagles are there, all NFC East. Nobody can brag this year. We're all going to be sitting on the couch watching the Cowboys and the Eagles this week. Reminded us that the NFC East needs to get their game together. The real team didn't make it to the playoffs. That was the Giants. So the Giants will be there next year. So let's get on it. I'm going to slide back to Pamela and see how we're going to end this thing out.
Yes, JB, you already know, but I'm very, very excited that the Cowboys made it as far as they did because they was counted out weeks ago. Come on, and
I'm excited now too.
That's right, Desiree. Come on with the Cowboys. Come on, stand up. Somebody, yes, you already know.
Sit back down because you're
right next to me on this couch. Eagles, welcome to the Eagles. Thank you, Eagles. Man. Come on. We got we got room for you. Chargers, we got room for you. I didn't expect to see you, Chargers, but we got room for you. Colts, we got room for you. And you know the Cowboys front center, they gonna be right in the middle of the couch. There's no sense on when you make it to the couch. It's just the fact that you're there.
You're right.
So,
you're right. You're on.
I think for us, what's the best part about all of this is we didn't make it to the playoffs. That's true. We will have a higher pick in the draft. But we all ended the season. Yeah, definitely. It's based on your record.
Really?
Yeah. So the fact that y'all made it in the playoffs for that extra week, go Cowboys! You have a lower pick on the draft.
Have a lower pick.
That's all right.
I'd have lost on purpose.
Yeah,
we getting out of here.
We gonna make it work. Hallelujah.
We getting out of here.
I'm gonna slide back to y'all.
Hey y'all. Hey, listen, I thank y'all for just riding with us on Facebook. Shout out to our Facebook family. We love y'all. We appreciate you. And all right, now I definitely wanna slide into something with Pastor. You know, we talked about this whole thing with we talked about this whole thing with R. Kelly and younger women and all of that. I want to just go back to the Bible days, and I know that it was the culture back then. They married.
I wasn't
there. Absolutely, they got married like they were teenagers, right? They were very young, right? Okay, and being that they were very young, I want to propose this to you. If there was a man, I saw a man, an older guy. He was very old, dusty and gray looking, and he actually married in Times Square a 12-year-old girl, and it was something from back before. I want to discuss that with you. I want to get your opinion on the fact that an older man, because they did it then and it was the culture. Is it no longer the culture? Is it something wrong with us? Because they can say, okay, well, I'm living. Some people, quote unquote, try to say, well, I'm living the way that the Bible. I got permission. I went to the parents and I asked the parents' permission for their 12-year-old daughter, and the parents gave me the permission to marry, I went to them. I'm not trying to do anything behind the parents' back. I'm not taking this young girl not based upon her will. It could possibly be she could probably be grossed out and sick on the inside, or either she can be compliant with what her parents say. Oh, my daddy and them said they're supposed to give me away. I don't know what type of people this is, but personally, I would like to know, is it something that is really, truly, honestly, what's your view on that? What is your view?
On a 12-year-old with an old man?
Yeah, you seen how old that man was. He was like real ancient looking. I don't know how old he was, but he looked ancient.
Of course, I think it's disgusting.
Okay.
And even if the parents allowed it, I still think it's disgusting.
Okay.
Yes, that may have been what they've done then, but again, even how we've advanced with science and knowledge and understanding, one of the things that was mentioned in the documentary is that a teenager's brain is not even fully developed in that area of future, of knowing what's coming down the road and things of that nature to even make sound decisions. That's why they are still under the protection of an adult now. He's the adult at this sense, but he is not that type. It's not that type of love. You understand?
Okay.
And so again, you don't understand. You haven't been taught things. You haven't experienced things. You don't know what manipulation is. So if you have an 80-year-old man with a 12-year-old girl, of course, I think it's disgusting.
Right. Okay. So now I want to go a little deeper, and I'm just because
Exactly.
I agree exactly with what it is that you're saying. But what if somebody came to you and said, okay, biblically back in the day they did X, Y, and Z. So why is it that today is it wrong? Because scientifically they might not have the science back then, but scientifically, what if I was to say that Mary, her mindset, she was young. Why wasn't it?
And so was
why
Joseph.
Was it wrong for? So Joseph, how old was Joseph? Was he?
Just hold up real quick. Pam asked me questions sometimes about the Bible, like I was there with
right.
them.
Like I'm
like, how old was Mary? How old was Joseph? And what was Joseph's nephew's name? I'm not there. I don't know. But they said they were both young.
Okay,
they said they were both young.
But some of them, some marriages
were. Yes, they talked about how even when I think it was David, or was it Solomon? Who was very old and he had a young concubine come in and she didn't even that was David
and he didn't
keep her warm.
The king is dead.
The king is dead. He's not moving. I put a 20-year-old in his bed and she's dead.
He's dead.
Again, 20-year-old is different. Again, the culture. You know, if you really want to ask me about culture, that's like me saying, okay, please. The culture used to be we were hung from trees.
Jesus, come on. All right.
And that's not Bible. That's before Bible. That's after Bible. So the culture in the 20s and the culture in the hundreds is like, if you see a black guy walking down the street or old girl, you could rape her and you could hang her. We have a picnic.
Jesus.
So can we say that was the culture so it should still exist? No, we know it's wrong. And so as we are evolving as just humans, and we're, like I said, I think this whole thing with Elvis and with Jerry Lee Lewis, even Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin who was like 13. And he lost his career over. They knew that was wrong back then. It's just different now, maybe because it continued to be accepted, but it doesn't mean it's right.
Right. Okay.
So although some things were accepted, it doesn't mean that it's right. And we do understand when culture evolves. So we can't say, there were times when we were slaves. There were times when the Holocaust happened. That was a culture. It was a culture. We were whites only. So if somebody told you right now, but that's what we did then. So if you walk into a mall and it said whites only, and they're like, you can't go in there.
Excuse me.
Exactly. So there we go.
So okay. So as far as like what you said was that culture
and laws are different now.
So my thing is that is it not?
But just so y'all know, right now there's I don't know if it's because of the R. Kelly thing, but there's a thing that they came out with. They show that the U.S. this year have it. Well, not this year, maybe last year, over 1,000 requests have been approved.
Yeah, for marriages.
For marriages of underage minors, and they come from other countries where
other countries in here to take a wife.
But the thing is, they come from other countries where getting married at 14, 15 is the normal.
It's still the norm now.
It's illegal
there. And you have to think too. Some of And the sick part too with some men, you can't rock with a woman on your age level.
Exactly.
Mentally, you just like mentally. R. Kelly couldn't talk to women at his age level because
can't read and write.
he couldn't read and write. So how
Yeah.
do you talk to college? How do you go from graduating? Well, he didn't graduate high school, but if you're dealing with college level women at this
Yeah.
point, you have these women, and there's such a huge surge of women going back to college and all these things. You can't hold a conversation.
No.
So you're like, I'm the king of R&B. She's like, okay, we passed that,
Right.
and now let's have a conversation. You
gotta
can't
talk
do
to
it.
them.
So you have to deal with a little child. So it's a mind thing. So the fact that a grown man wants to marry a little girl, there's something mental to me going on there. Because what stimulation are you getting mentally, intellectually? Is more of a sex lust thing or a slave type mentality. Like, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. I own you. I take care of this. I do that. You don't leave. You do what I say. So the fact that they're requesting is because you can't rock with somebody on your same level. And then women who are independent, you have men that say, "Oh, you're too strong." I saw a show, some show that was out, and it was like a matchmaker thing. It was on BET or something like that. And I didn't watch the show, but the clip says he was like, "Man, you're too strong." She said, "No, I'm too strong for you."
Right.
Like, I may be too strong for you, but no. And it was just like he wanted more of a docile woman.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything. You want a docile woman, then you go get a docile woman, not a kid.
Yeah.
You know, but there are women who speak our voices, and this is another reason why the Me Too and all these things, because when we speak up, we're considered bees.
Right.
In the industry, outside the industry, and corporate world. When we are aggressive, we're difficult, we're challenging, we're an issue, we're not a team player. But when a man does it, oh, he's a power player. Oh, he's a leader. He has great leadership qualities. Oh, we need him on our team. Oh, he's going to take us to the next level. But when a woman does it, we have a negative connotation associated with us, and women have been getting tired of that and said, "Listen, this is what I'm going to do." There was a judge, a woman, I think she's on The View, Sunny, the Spanish woman, the Puerto Rican woman. She's Puerto Rican. And she said how she was doing the same thing as the other lawyers. But for her, when she comes in, oh, here comes the troublemaker. Here comes the challenging person. Here comes this. And she's doing the same thing as the man is, but as perceived from a woman, many men have an issue with that. And a lot of the times it's like, oh, you know more than me?
Yeah.
You're brighter than me.
Right.
You're smarter than me. It happens in ministry.
Yeah.
It's still a so-called man's world, but even in ministry. And listen, don't get mad because I'm more anointed. It's not a
Right.
boast. I've heard somebody call things. I got calls after stuff happened, and I got calls after the marriage and saying, "Listen, I could always see where the real power of God was. This is not me saying this is other people." So maybe he had an issue with that and had to get with somebody who would say, "Oh, you are Almighty Zeus."
Yeah. Jesus.
And you only
Come on.
quiet.
And you know what? I want to ask this. I'm not sure if either one of y'all can answer this for me. But is it not the law of the land, like like regardless of if a parent gives permission to a 12-year-old to marry some type of creep like this? My thing is that, is it not that the law could go above? Because you know how, like, sometimes the state steps in and when somebody say, "I don't want to press charges," and they say, "Well, no, we're going to press charges. The state is going to press charges." Is it not a place where the state can step in and say, "Hey, listen, this is a minor"?
I don't know what age it is here, but there is an age where your parents can give permission for you to get married.
Because the thing
Being
is, your
in the
parents
US.
have a parental right. The same way they can give permission for you to work, the same way they can give permission for
and
you
I want to say it's 16.
do certain things in the industry.
I'm not sure about the age, but there's definitely an age here in
that
the
you have to
US.
get
If your
parental
parent
permission.
gives you permission, you can get married.
And it's just
I
bad
mean-
that you may have a crazy parent. But maybe these things right here will begin to put different laws into place.
But I mean, but other countries, it's younger than that.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people, when they're bringing in their wives or whatever, they're from another country. You get what I'm saying? Like Pakistan is one of the countries that I've seen. And this is one thing when you start talking, because I looked this up before. There's a website called Global Citizen, and there was a thing where it talked about these young women that are speaking about being married young. And she was saying how her father died and how her family needed this and that, and how this man came and told her mother that, he would take care of the mother and the siblings if they got married. Now, mind you, the girl was 12 and the man was 35 years old. The man said that he would do all this stuff, and then when it came time, he gave them a single goat. A goat. And it goes on to talk about how she was out of school, how she couldn't do this, how she couldn't do that. So it's a story trying to show how being married young is not a benefit to the young women. But there's a few stories that are positive. There are a few stories that are negative. But there's more stories like this where the woman or the child thinks they're helping
the family.
The family.
But this is what I'm saying. But you have to ask, what's wrong with this man that you're 35
and you want to be with a 12-year-old?
You want to be with a 12-year-old. You are mentally unsound. You have nothing in common. You are mentally unsound. You may be narcissistic. It's so much. You're a pedophile. You just want to be a legal pedophile.
Jesus.
That's why we need Jesus. I'm telling y'all.
You said a legal pedophile.
Yeah, you're a legal pedophile.
Yeah,
and that's what happened with R. Kelly. He's been a legal pedophile. He's been doing all of this for years.
Yeah.
For years. Yeah. You were letting him ride up to the school and scout out these girls because you knew he was about to be famous, because they said they knew in Chicago, he had just won that big TV show, that Natalie Cole TV show, and he was about to come out.
Money.
And they're saying that you would see him come up to the school. And said nothing. They said then they made the race because we were black girls. Because if it was white girls, it wouldn't happen. But it happens to them as well. It happens
to white girls too.
But of course, they're looking at us in the city.
Think about them rockers.
Good night.
How many of them rockers got 16-year-old girlfriends, 17-year-old girlfriends? I mean, come on, these people look like they're about to die. I mean, I'm talking. I'm being silly, but I mean, like if you look at the hard living that they've had, these rockers have groupies and 16-year-olds and up. But the thing is, they willingly put themselves there. A lot of them. Some of them are probably being the same level of whatever as well, but they're not being locked in cages and kept. And that's the difference here, right? That's, to me, that's the major difference. These people are being treated like animals. And just because they're not aware that this is what's going on, or just because they're naive to the fact that this is happening to them, or some of these girls aren't the most, I would say, maybe they're not the brightest because they haven't graduated either. Right. Yeah. They have their own struggles, but he can appear smart, intelligent, a man of the world to them. He can't do that to me. Yeah. He can't do that to you. Yes. You be like, come here, honey. Call me daddy. I say, nigga, please. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Call you who? My daddy is Melvin C. Berry.
Come on.
Is your name Melvin?
Come on.
So nigga, please. Yes, but that would be my response. Yes. But for somebody else, they'd be like, okay, daddy. Okay, daddy, I'm so happy to be able to call you daddy. Oh, only a few get to call me daddy. Well, Jesus. Nigga, I'm not that one.
Come on.
Okay.
Yes.
But I am okay with me.
Right.
Yes.
I am fine with me.
Yeah.
I don't need to meet R. Kelly.
Yeah. Come on.
But there are a lot of people who have this mindset who they have low self-esteem.
Yes.
They have low self-worth. And and this R. Kelly is famous. There are people. Let's not get this twisted. You have R. Kelly that had millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to be R. Kelly. You could have been Tyrone for 21st Street.
Yeah, you could have been.
And they were doing the same thing. They were doing the same thing, and you were paying for him. He wasn't even paying for you.
Jesus.
He's sitting at home on your couch while you are working.
Taking your car to pick up his
taking
girlfriend.
your car to dropping you off of your job and coming to pick you up and have your car. So let's not just look at R. Kelly like, oh, well, he did this, he did that. I'm telling you, it's so many different areas that you have to look within, and a lot, women really have to get to a place where we understand and value one another. And yes, you're right, we have to pour into men too. And I just have a calling for women and a heart for women. It's like these little girls, because I know I love my mother. My mother taught me how to save. My mother taught me what to do with money. And I know what to do with some money. You understand what I'm saying? But I wasn't told what to look out for, what not to do, what to do, things of that nature. Because again, in the black household, you didn't talk about sex. All I knew was Karen and Dee Dee better not come in here pregnant. That's what I knew. I didn't know what to do to not come in here pregnant. Things like that. I wasn't even taught when you had your period, like you had to sit down period talk. No, I just had to figure it out because all the other girls had to figure it out at camp, and you figure out to roll it up and put it in the garbage. Sometimes you go past a garbage can in high school and you see a straight up pad there, and you're like, who would be that disgusting? A girl who was never taught to roll it up and put it in some tissue. So if you're not being taught these things, you learn by experience. You learn from other dumb girls. You understand? And we're talking about dumb things. You know, so think
Amen.
about that.
Amen.
And our
That's
parents
true.
loved us and provided for us and made sure we had a roof over our head and
I
food to
just
eat.
called them nasty.
But certain things we weren't necessarily sat down and
That's
talked
true.
about. I told my son everything. My son knew how to identify everybody part. He was like warning that as soon as he started talking.
Yes.
Joyce would freak out.
God. I
They were
was like, don't talk to me, Jeff.
Yes, they'd be like, "This is my arm, this is my head, this is my penis, this is my scrotum sack." Just like, I was like, "No," because I needed him comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So when he came home,
3.
when he came
Yes.
home from daycare, did they touch your hand? Did they touch your head? Did they touch your neck? Did they touch your stomach? Did they touch your butt? Did they touch your penis? And it was a regular body
Yeah,
part,
for
so it
real.
wasn't something
Yep.
that was taboo.
Yeah.
I needed it not to be
I
taboo.
was so shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd be like, Jeffrey, please don't ask me these questions. Please ask me.
Yeah, he would, but I'm
He
saying
was
that's
like,
what.
Tracy, what does this mean? And I'd be like,
Yeah, because I talked about everything.
he said, my mommy told. I said, what did your mom tell you? And then he was like, he'll tell me what
Right.
you would say. And I'd be like, that's exactly it.
Yes, because I talked to him about everything because I wanted him to be aware, and
Yeah.
the decisions he makes as an adult are his. But
Right, because see, and like you said, it wasn't taboo. Like when I was growing up, my mother told me that my vagina was a pocketbook. Don't don't let nobody touch your pocketbook. So
pocketbook.
if I'm
So
carrying
I'm
my
thinking-
little pocketbook in my hand, they ain't
You-
touched this pocketbook. But
Wow.
they was touching all over my other pocketbook. You understand
but
what
you
I'm
put
saying?
things in your
So
pocketbook.
it's just like so. But this is the stuff that.
So
they
if
would
somebody say, "Hold this in your pocketbook,"
Yeah,
you like, okay.
Yep, that's the stuff.
Let me put this money in your pocketbook.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You
But
have
that's
to
the
know what it
stuff
is. I
instead
talked
of
to him
just
about that.
being like
Well,
straight up and down.
I
like,
did too.
like you had little names.
Joyce,
You know what
Joyce
I mean?
can't talk
I
about
did-
sex
can't-
now.
I
Carmen,
did-
come
I
on,
did-
like
I did
the
too.
little pocketbook. You called it the
I
pocketbook.
did talk about
The
these
cootie
things
cat.
too.
They ain't nobody never say it. They ain't nobody never call it the real thing.
I did. I was like vagina,
Yeah,
penis,
but it was
scrotum
fucking
sack,
cootie cat.
clitoris.
Everything.
I was
He
rocking out.
Like when Jonathan was little, I would tell him his body parts, right?
Your
and there was
boobies,
one
don't let nobody
thing.
touch your boobies.
There was a conversation I will never,
What is my
ever,
boobies? Is that
ever
my butt?
forget.
I don't
Jonathan,
know.
my son was
What is
going to the bathroom or something like that, and he came in one day. He said, "What is the difference between
Pocketbook.
men and women, like boys and girls?"
Mhm.
And he was like, and I was like, he was too young for me to have that conversation, right? In my
Never
mind,
too
not in
young.
Pastor's mind, but in my mind, right? And he goes, "I know boys have penises, right?" And then he said, "What do women have?" Then I was like, how do you tell this to this little
Right.
child, right? Then he goes, "Mommy, I know. They have big behinds." I said, "Yes." That's exactly what women And he was like,
I
Yes,
can't.
Kelly,
I would
teach
never
the proper
forget
names.
that. I
Come
would
on.
never forget that.
Yes, I taught
Somebody
the
said
proper-
powder puff. Yeah,
A
that's
powder
exactly
puff.
what it was. Jim.
No powder puff. That's a
it, powder
vagina.
puff.
Don't let nobody touch your powder puff.
But see, I didn't have a girl, so I
Yeah,
did
but-
talk to him about the
That
parts
was-
on him.
Yo, I've
Yeah,
heard
but
I
I'm
did
saying
not
they
talk
have
to
to
him
know
about the
because
parts
kids
on
explore.
the other.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
want to play house. They emulate what they see.
Yeah, I played house too much.
So they want to, they want to,
When I
kiss
got
like they
older.
see mommy and daddy. All types of things. So we have to
Amen.
empower our children. We have to speak. We have
Amen,
to
Desiree.
teach. We have to let them know. We have to protect them. This world
Yeah,
is crazy. We have to
absolutely.
protect them, and we have
Yeah,
to give
now
them
you know.
clues.
Listen.
You have to empower them. They can
talk
tell
to
you
them,
anything.
yeah.
Nobody's going to do anything to mommy. I
Yeah,
promise you.
I was real
It's
big
not
on
going.
that.
It's going.
I was really big on
It's
that.
going to be okay. You have to do all
just cracked up.
those
Sorry.
things. You do. You have to do all those things. You have to pour into them. I still always say coochie. You have to pour
Remember
into.
that rapper,
Took me
MC
out.
Brains?
Yo, yes, yep.
No.
Yes, I
Remember the
do,
song?
yeah.
No.
No.
Want to give me some of that Oochie Coochie?
Yeah.
It's a song called Oochie Coochie,
Yes, he
La
did.
La La.
Yeah, what you call it?
Oh, he was on Michael Bivins' label. Yeah, it was Bivin
Yes,
Entertainment. Y'all don't
yes.
even know. MC Brains,
Wow.
Google him.
Yes,
Kelly
yes.
said, God forbid those pet names will not hold up on a witness stand in a court of law.
Amen. You're right.
Yeah. They'd be like, what is that?
Come on.
Is that
Yeah,
your
it
chia
is funny,
pet?
but it's real.
But
so
real, come on.
you
for
gotta,
real, absolutely.
you
Yeah,
have
but
to,
no,
we have
there's
to
a
be
song,
real. We
MC
have to do
Brain.
some things differently.
Yeah, I talk to my nieces and nephews straight
We
up. I
really
be
have
like,
to do
yo,
some things
like,
differently.
For real. They be like,
Well,
be
I
damn,
will.
like, 'cause
I have
gotta
Noah
talk to
now,
him,
and I will be talking to
I
my
gotta talk to him
grandson.
hard,
If he
'cause
can, I'll bring him
nowadays,
over to my
look,
house. No, we'll come home and teach you everything.
Grandma. He's only 2.
Auntie Didi told me.
And he repeats. Like now he
Yes.
does this thing where he doesn't do the middle finger. He doesn't.
Right.
I don't know who he sees
Right,
out
who
around.
he
He walks up to you when he's mad. He goes,
Oh, you better tell him to stop doing that.
I was like,
Because he's still doing the same thing. He just used.
what are you doing? He grabbed under his face. He was like,
Oh, you better tell him. And you laugh at him. You better stop
I
laughing.
laugh at him in his face. I
I've seen you laugh at him.
Oh,
You better
God.
stop, Joyce, because he's still doing the same thing. He just is using the wrong finger. But it's the same finger technically in his mind
Look
because
at you all mean,
Like
like
he be mean, he be mad.
so. I know he's getting at that point where it's time to start having, you know.
who invented how to go get it? Some pervert who wanted
Yeah.
you to go, who wanted to get it.
I don't know who invented that. I played that.
Somebody said, "Judge,
Well,
she touched my powder puff."
I'm
See, this is
done.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the stuff. Like,
That's
you
why
gotta
we
be
have
straight
to-
up.
We have these
down real.
conversations, and we pray that they are
Yeah.
going to make a difference.
I bought this book called when Jonathan was little, called "What's Going On Down There,"
Mhm.
and it talked about everything. And
Mhm.
I had read the book with him. I went over it with him. Yeah, so I did do the talk. I just didn't do it as directly as Pastor. I just can't. I just would turn red and turn purple and fall
Carmen
out.
said she bringing her grandson to talk to you, Pastor.
You better come on. I sure will. I'll give him a diagram and everything because they have to be empowered.
Yeah, for real.
You know,
because
they
it
have to
is
know that it's not a
empowering. It
bad
is.
thing because when we
It is.
they feed off of us, so they see us get squirmish.
Come on.
They can't.
Yeah,
then they
that's why-
can't talk about
but
it.
that's why I couldn't do your way because I
Yeah.
would have gotten squirmish.
Yeah,
I
and so
needed to
yeah.
come from
They
like
see
a way
it.
to be like,
I'm
look,
telling you, I was in sex education
Yeah.
class in high school. You couldn't tell me. I had all the answers. A. There was like, what do you do? But I was reading books. I was reading books.
I knew the
Not me.
answers because I was participating.
But I'm saying I was reading
know it.
books. I was
Not me.
taking stuff. I was like
I was sitting there
the
like,
clitoris,
can I get out
the
of this
labia
class?
majora and the labia minora.
In my class.
I was like, can I get
I
out?
was in it.
I was
My
like,
teacher
this is
was
embarrassing.
amazing. My teacher was off the hook, so
I am bold. I guess I've always been bold. I guess I get bolder and bolder.
She's bold and courageous.
It's getting there.
Yes.
All right,
y'all.
we gotta go.
Y'all already know what time
We
it is.
love you guys
We love
for
y'all.
rocking
We
with
appreciate
us.
it. Yes, y'all rocked hard with us tonight, and it was real good. I
Thank you
appreciate it.
so much.
Hey, listen, if you haven't shared,
Yeah.
share.
Please share this.
Listen, if you have not gotten The Hidden Affair, please go to dorothydenise.com and get your book right now. Amazon.com. Go to barnesandnoble.com and get The
Thank
Hidden
you.
Affair. I'm so sorry that I do not have
And get it for
the book
somebody
in my
who you really
hand right
think
now.
can use
Yes,
it.
for real. The Hidden Affair. I'm telling you, if you want to know about manipulation, if you want to know what it's like to really be able to see when somebody is shucking and jiving when it comes to a relationship, you need this book. It is a teacher to men and to women. I'm telling you, it's some dudes that's read this book and it has laughed, cried, did some of everything. And I'm telling you, so if you want to get the book, so if you didn't think about getting the book, I'm putting it into your ear gauge right now. Get the book. It will bless your life. You will laugh, you will cry, you will be upset, and you will see some real things, and you will say to yourself, never again will I be manipulated. And then too, I want to talk about JB. Go to JB on Sports. You can find her Simply Joyce on IG. JB on Sports. I'm telling you, this woman knows so much when it comes to sports, and there's so many other things that she's doing. Actually, Simply Joyce, she has a help me out, JB. I was about to say
yes.
consulting, but
it's kind of
talk to me.
life coach.
Come on, life coaching.
You know, if you like what you hear, and,
Yes.
and just being accountable for who you are, and speaking, I'm branching out.
Absolutely, yes, she is.
So
She's
Simply
branching
Joyce,
out.
and then JB on Sports. I love sports. I like to talk about sports, and I'd like to hear what you have to say about sports. So JB on Sports is also pretty cool too.
Absolutely. And then too, I'm gonna say this because JB she's not gonna say it. I want y'all to know, so many of y'all hit up on here and you say, JB, thank you for the words of encouragement, thank you for the things that you've said. And just imagine sitting down with her and getting a whole session in, and her being able to pour into you. So please listen. Just know that you can talk to this woman. You can get some life coaching, life things that's going to help you to last in your life. So I'm telling you, please check her out. And then I'm gonna say about myself, Pamela Long, y'all already know I got more music coming out. Just as soon as I find out the date of this next video, the name of the new single that's coming is Why. You can catch the single You Said. If you go, you can find that on iTunes and all other social media networks that Amazon and Tidal and all of that. Also, you can go to SoundCloud, or either you can slide into YouTube and just watch the Ghetto Love video. That was something for free that was put out for y'all in this Why video. I'm excited. It's going to be in your face. I got an album coming. The book is being edited by yours truly. She's never said anything to so many. We've never even put it out in the atmosphere, but because of the great things that she's able to do. Pastor Didi has edited the book that will be coming out by yours truly. I'm excited about it. It's an amazing quick read, but I can tell you what, it's pieces of my life, and some of the things that I spoke about tonight, you'll find it in there, and much more pieces of Pamela Long. So listen, it's a whole lot that we all got going on, and we thank y'all for y'all support. So please, please, please share, and let somebody know, and let somebody else know that tonight that the same blessing that you receive is the same one that they can receive. We give God glory. We give God praise. We love y'all. Amen. Thank y'all. Look forward to being in your face next week. Have an amazing night. And like I said, I'm going to get into this ghetto love and tell somebody to go check this video out. All right?
All right. Shout out to
Kofi. Kofi, thank you, brother, for doing this directing of this video. Love you very much.
And then Kofi is the dude running in the field.
Yeah. He the one that's out there that's running. And please. He has a wife, so don't.
He does.
And a baby on the way.
Two babies off the side of your mouth. Shout out to my sister Yakini Allen. Yes, somebody. Come on, somebody. All right, we out of here.
Amazing ministry staff at New Life Now Church.
Come on.
We love God.
We love y'all. Peace.
We love God.
Because I'm your girl, that ghetto love. Ghetto love.